Okay, this is the front wheel upgrade. Basically, this is the wheel that's in the front. Cast iron. It's actually the same size wheel as the ones we took off of the rear casters. The only difference is this has a bigger axle pin in here. This thing's a little bit bigger than 7/16. But when it goes through this wheel here, there's no sleeve bearing or nothing in there. And when the wheel sits in the frame up front, there's a space between the frame here and the sides of this wheel. So even what happens is when you try to change direction, one wheel wants to roll forward and the other one's like rolling backwards when you're turning it. And what's happening is this, because there's a little slop in here, this thing is binding up sideways, and now the whole pin is turning into framework, which is more resistance. So what we're doing is we eliminate this whole mess, and we're using our wheel that we used on the back casters, same one. We purchased a 3/8 by 2.5 grade 8 bolt. I tried to find the flange bolts at Ace, but they didn't have them in 2.5. Regular bolt's fine, just as long as it's a grade 8 bolt. So when this wheel goes in, there's still going to be a space on each side of the frame, and you want to take that space up because we want to tighten this so that this center part is actually tight in the frame and it can't spin on its own, only the wheel's going to spin around that shaft. So what works out is just to get some 3/8 washers. Takes two, and it's almost perfect. One slides on this side, one slides on that side. Then you put the bolt through the outside of the frame, goes in, and then this gets it really close to tighten the frame. And when you tighten the bolt on the outside, it'll squeeze that frame just that little bit to tighten down on that center. And also when you put these wheels in, I just had the front of the jack sitting up on a piece of 2x4. The wheels that are in there have a little snap ring, you know, that goes on the end of the shaft. You're going to take that off and get rid of that stuff. So what you want to do is just hand tighten these screws and then take the 2x4 out and let the jack rest on the wheels, because that hole is sloppier than these 3/8 bolts. So you want that weight of the jack sitting down onto the bolts, and then tighten them up, and then that'll give you all your load bearing. There's no space in there to where it could move around down the road. And the video of me moving it around, it's just another big improvement when you actually get these front wheels on. And then the rear wheel modification, I mean, that jack just moves effortlessly. You know, I can turn it around in circles, back and forth, whatever. So I'll put the same part number, but it's the same wheel as the rear casters. And you know, this is a fairly inexpensive endeavor. I think the wheels from Amazon with the shipping is going to be something like, well, there is no shipping on Amazon, but with the tax is about 36 bucks for the 4 wheels. Probably figure on you're going to spend another $5 in fasteners, bolts and fasteners. So I mean, under 45 bucks you can modify this jack to perform just as well as these expensive jacks, you know, claiming they move around like nothing. I mean, J&S is one of the ones out there that everybody says is like the best as far as maneuvering it around. The problem with J&S is I've done some research. Is for one thing, they're waiting 3 months. People are putting orders in 3 months to get the jack, and then after 3 months they still haven't got the jack, and they're still they can't contact the company or anything, and stuff. And plus, I got their current price from their website. That jack is, with the shipping, is like $950 for that jack. You can buy the OTC jack normally like on Amazon for $320. I got mine, they had a sale on it. I think it was $280 something with the shipping. So, you know, this is rounded off. Let's say you paid the $300 for the jack, and you put another $50 in wheels on it, and to me, you're right there with, you know, maneuverability and everything. Hopes it helps you out. So we're going to install the wheels on the frame here. I just got the jack sitting up on 2x4s. I got the one wheel installed, but it's just, you know, it's A and B. Like I say, you want to put a washer on the inside, so we'll get one on here to take up the space in the width here. Get the wheel in, because see, the wheel is, you know, it's like sloppy in there, and we need to tighten it up. I'll just put that in. Put the wheel on. Then we take the other washer. We're going to drop that in. Put some pressure on the bolt till that goes right through. Like I say, we're just going to snug this up, and then we're going to let the weight down on the jack wheels, and then we're just going to tighten them up. Just get them good and tight. That'll squeeze that frame to that center axle in there. Okay, I got the front wheel modification on here, so we're going to see how easy this thing maneuvers. You know, it was doing okay with the cast iron ones, but this one's actually effortlessly, you know. See if I could just turn the bike around in my little limited area here. Oh, we actually got to turn around. It's a little tight over there against my tool cabinet, but you can see I can just move this thing anywhere I want. So putting the front wheels in really added to the maneuverability.